Hey guys, it's Chris from Fairly Awesome Podcast with your Fairly Awesome WTF movie review.
Oh, what the f***? Is this for real?
Concluding the Starship Troopers sequel review trio is this week's movie, Starship Troopers Invasion. Starship Troopers Invasion is a radical departure from the previous three films, being entirely CGI, featuring none of the original actors, dropping the ubiquitous propaganda news alerts, and finally finding an effective weapon. Good deal. While the movie features the characters Johnny Rico, Carmen Ibanez, and Carl Jenkins from the first film, the only real tie-in to the previous movies are Casper Van Dien and Ed Neumeyer as executive producers. Invasion begins on Fort Casey, an asteroid station that has been overrun by arachnids. Lieutenant Doherty and the Alpha Team arrive from the starship Elysia. After fighting through a horde of bugs, Alpha Team meets up with Fort Casey's K-12 unit of troopers. Grabbing the remaining members, Alpha Team heads to a rendezvous with the John A. Warden, a starship under command of Carmen Ibanez. When the John A. Warden leaves without them, they find that Carl Jenkins, now the Minister of Paranormal Warfare, has commandeered the ship. After evacuating back to the Elysia, Alpha Team's explosive expert counts down as Fort Casey and the asteroid it rests on is destroyed. While the troopers are resting on the trip back home aboard the Elysia, they are interrupted by a request from General Johnny Rico, who bears a striking resemblance to Solid Snake from the Metal Gear Solid games, to find the now out-of-contact John A. Warden. The troopers agree on the condition that they be led by Henry Varro, call sign Hero. Varro has been placed under arrest by Jenkins for refusing to participate in a mission on Fort Casey. Locating the John A. Warden, Alpha and K-12 teams board and split up. One team head towards the bridge, while the other is in the engine room. The crew is found floating throughout the ship, victims of an arachnid massacre. The engine room team reactivates the ship's systems, just as Varro finds Jenkins hiding in a bug cell. Turns out the ship holds an arachnid queen that has tapped into it and taken over all the systems on the ship. The queen destroys the Elysia, pilots the John A. Warden through a wormhole, and sets a collision course for the base where Rico is stationed. Rico sends out a handful of ships to stop the John A. Warden, and all are destroyed. Just as the ship is about to collide with the space station, it manages to completely miss and instead head towards Paris, France on Earth. With the ship now on a crash course on terra firma, Rico, the troopers, and Jenkins pull out all the stops in an attempt to save the world from a bug infestation. Will the ship be blown up before it crashes? Will the ship crash land on Earth and infect the world? Will there be CGI nudity and ridiculous bloodshed? Well, of all the uncertainties in life, nudity and blood in a Starship Troopers film is something you can definitely count on. Starship Troopers Invasion almost stands alone as far as sequels go. As mentioned, the movie is quite a departure from the previous films and more of a callback to the Roughnecks CGI series that aired on the Sci-Fi Channel back in the early 2000s. While several characters from the first film return, they pretty much look nothing like their live-action counterparts. The female characters are very anime-styled. The armor suits are very bulky and intricate. Visually, the character styles resemble those from the movie Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within more than they do the previous Starship Troopers movies. Not that any of this actually hurts the movie, which is pretty decent as a more straight-up action film as opposed to the previous films, which mix some action with social commentary on the nature of war. The majority of the voice actors have done a handful of other anime Japanimation voiceovers. The motion capture, while a little clunky at times, is less noticeable thanks to the oversized military armor. The weapons are quite a bit more effective in this film, which bodes well for the future of the humans against the arachnids. As a pure CGI film, Invasion isn't hindered by the need for seamless interaction between the bugs and humans. Overall, the movie is fairly decent. If you enjoy the Starship Troopers universe and aren't turned off by the lack of military-related commentary in this film, definitely check it out. But don't worry, no Starship Troopers movie would be complete without a "would you like to know more" reference, though this time around, it doesn't lead to what you think it will. If you know what I mean. So that wraps up Starship Troopers Invasion and the Starship Troopers sequel reviews. Be sure to subscribe here on YouTube for video updates. Leave any comments or suggestions for movies you'd like to see reviewed down below. Follow us on Twitter at FatCast. Like us on Facebook, and unless shitty movies find themselves in the Paris sewers, we'll see you next time. Hey guys, it's Chris with Fairly Awesome Podcast. I'm not wearing any pants. This week's movie, Chris Doesn't Wear Pants. That's the name of the movie. And how I watched the movie.
Pantless. I would highly recommend you watch it.
This is the best way to watch a movie. Pantless. Wearing a diaper. Like, I gotta get up and go to the bathroom. No, I don't. I just poop my pants.